Hello and welcome back to Digital Geekery. One of the questions I'm often asked is how to download and install Windows 10. You can go ahead and Google for download Windows 10 and it'll bring you to Microsoft's official website. Once you're on that website, you can go down to Download Tool now. This is a Windows Media Creation tool. Essentially what this will do is let you download an ISO or create a USB bootable flash drive. This will pull down the latest version of Windows 10, which you can use to install on your computer. Once it's downloaded, go ahead and run the application and hit on accept. At the next window, you're going to be asked to either upgrade your current PC or create a USB flash drive, DVD or ISO file for another PC. We're going to be using this at this time. If it's for the current PC you're using, go ahead and hit on the upgrade. Then click on next. At this point you can select your language options and recommendations for architecture for your PC. I'm going to select English UK and I'm going to select Windows 10 and 64-bit edition, and then I'm going to hit on next. I'm going to download an ISO file and hit on next. Get to where I want to save it. Once this downloads, you'll be able to either mount it on the USB manually and use it on another computer, or if you're using it for the current computer, you can just hit on the update on the previous window. So we'll just let this download for now. Another tool that can be used to download Windows 10 is the Media Creation tool. This is a small bat file developed on GitHub. In the event that you wanted to download a specific version of Windows 10, you can use this bat file, as Microsoft forces you to download the latest update. And this bat file is essentially just lets you select which version you want to download. All the codes here that you can go through and look at. If you don't understand the code, I wouldn't be too worried about it. Essentially what it's doing is just letting you download it. So if we minimize this now, we can see the current Windows 10 from Microsoft website still running. We'll just put that to the bottom and we'll extract this one. Now that it's extracted, we can click on and open the files and you'll see the Windows Media Creation tool. It'll pop up with a blue screen, and at this stage you can select what version you want to use. I would caution on using older versions, as sometimes support by Microsoft is run out, so I would tend to stick to either the latest version or the one just before the latest version for less bugs. This time we'll just download 1909. What this will do is it'll automatically fetch that ISO from Microsoft's website, the specific version that we wanted. Now that your Windows is downloaded, you can see the path where it's saved to. Go ahead and click on Finish and click on Close. Drag over the file. This is the Windows ISO. I like to use a program called Rufus to download or to mount all my ISO files on the USB to make them bootable if you're taking this for another computer. It's a very small program and it's very quick. I'll leave a link in the description. So once I open up Rufus, what you need to do is make sure you have a USB inserted into your computer. Once the USB is inserted, go ahead and select the device. This USB is 64 gig. It's recommended you use at least 8 gig. What you need to do then is select the Windows file that we just downloaded. So we've got Windows ISO. We wanted a standard installation and we want to keep the settings the same. We can go ahead and label the USB then. and then hit on start. This will format the entire USB, so make sure if you've got anything on it to back it up, and then hit OK. Essentially what this computer program's doing now is extracting everything in this folder and putting it onto the USB file in a mountable, bootable process, so we can plug it onto another computer and we can boot from it. Once the program's finished, just go ahead and hit on close, and if we open up that USB, then we'll see that it's now called Windows 10 and all the files are on there. What you can do now at this point is take the USB to another computer and boot from USB. If you don't know how to boot from USB, just check which manufacturer settings is for your laptop. Just give it a quick Google. There's normally either a button you press, F10 or F8, when starting the computer up in order to boot from USB. Now that you've booted up on your other computer, go ahead and select your language settings. In my case it's English UK, and hit on next, and then hit on install now. At the next window, just accept the license agreement and hit on next. You can either choose to a custom install, meaning you could see a list of drives here. What you can do is either delete the partitions, or you can just install over the top of them, install and keep your files. I'm going to do a custom installation because there's nothing on this computer, so just hit on next, and then simply just let this run through. Now that all the programs is installed, it'll go ahead and automatically restart your computer. It might do this a couple of times, not to worry, it's fine. Just let the computer run through it all and it should bring you back up again. Now the computer's starting back up. Now that the computer's booted up, what you're going to want to do is follow the onboard on-screen instructions. It's going to ask you language settings, it's going to ask you region settings and keyboard layout settings. It's also going to ask you to connect to your internet and possibly try and install updates at this time. However, we're going to skip that process. Now we're going to set this computer up for personal use. If you're using it for organizational use or any other reasons, then you can use this. But we're going to use personal use for now. Just hit on personal use setup and hit next. It's going to ask you to create an account or sign in online. What I like to do at this stage is just create a local account. So I select offline account. And then what I like to do then is hit on limited experience and just create a user account and a password. And then answer your secret questions. And let the computer run through everything now. So at this stage of the installation, it's going to ask you to set up some voice controls. I don't like to use speech recognition, so I click on don't use online speech recognition, hit accept. I also don't like to use location, so I hit no and hit accept. Obviously you can pick your choices based on what you would like to do with your Windows 10. Don't need to find my device, so I hit on no. Don't want to send as much diagnostic data to Microsoft, so I hit accept. Don't need to improve inking and typing. Get tailored experience with diagnostic data. No, don't need that. and no for advertising, and let it run through again. So it's going to actually set up Cortana. I just hit that now and let it run through. So now we're in the final boot of Windows, and this will be how boot straight into Windows 10 now for you in a second. And there you have it. Now that we're booted into Windows 10. You can obviously go ahead and change some of your settings for your display settings, but that's how you download and install Windows 10. Now obviously you're going to need a Windows 10 license in order to do all this. Assuming that your laptop already has a Windows 10 license on its BIOS settings, it should automatically pick up the Windows 10 license. If not, then you're probably going to have to buy a license and then activate it at a later date. But essentially, that is how you download and install Windows 10. Until next time, thank you.